Long-term fitness success, getting the body you want, moving the way you want, getting the health that you want consistently over the course of your entire life is very difficult. I'm going to be quite honest. I can't guarantee it. I just can't. However, I can get pretty close. We're going to cover 5 things that all but guarantee fitness success. This was learned through decades of training and coaching regular people. You want to get in shape, you want to stay in shape, pay attention. We're going to give you the hacks. Let's go.
These first 2 will be, I don't want to say controversial, but I think that will be difficult for people to shift their mindset.
Yeah. Yes, 100%. All of these are going to be difficult, but the key to what we're about to talk about is what we're going to talk about is going to get you where you think you want to go better than focusing on what you think you want. I know that sounds confusing, but I'll start with the first one, okay? Most people start working out, or to put differently, the number one fitness goal that people have when they start exercising is to get leaner or to lose weight.
Yeah, whatever's driving them there is like, typically it's an aesthetic focus.
Yeah, so it's always, and losing weight would, if we had to go boil it down, it's losing weight. Like I would say of all the clients that I trained and all the gyms that I managed, I mean, you're easily 80% at least of the people walking in there, this would be one of their top goals, if not the number one goal, is to lose weight.
Sure.
And I get that. Being overweight is associated with lots of different health issues, but most, I would say importantly, it affects how we look and it doesn't make us feel good. And I say importantly, not because that's more important, but rather this is really what people focus on. Now here's a challenge with that. If you focus hard on losing weight and getting leaner, it actually makes it more difficult. I know that sounds crazy because you need a target, but I'll give you a better target. This is a better target. Focus on performance. Go to the gym to become fit. Go to the gym to get stronger and to build stamina and endurance and mobility. Go to the gym to become a more fit version of yourself. This almost always leads to a leaner physique. It also is a goal that is easier to maintain.
Yeah, it's way more sustainable.
More sustainable. And it's harder to treat yourself poorly when you're focusing on performance, because your performance will suffer when you start to do things that aren't so good for you. Versus, I mean, I could do a lot of things that aren't good for me that'll make my scale weight go down. And I can ignore how crappy I feel, and I can ignore the way that I starve myself or treat myself because the scale's going down. But if you try to treat yourself poorly with all these other things, what you'll find is your performance will drop. You're just not going to be as fit. You can't do those things to yourself and expect to get stronger and improve endurance. A lot of things have to be done right to improve performance. And I'll say this is mostly true, as your performance improves, so does your quality of life. Whereas as the scale weight goes down, the quality of life doesn't always improve.
Well, that's why I always liked strength as a focus. I know performance in general, obviously, but to your point of everything has to be correct. Like you have to feed yourself the correct amount for you to be able to grow muscle, and you have to get adequate amount of recovery for you to be able to adapt and actually build. And all these factors have to play in for you to progress and to see that, progression in strength and in performance. Whereas you could make, tempting decisions to temporarily, really drastically cut calories, really kind of put yourself in a place where, you're going against kind of what your body needs.
Now, a little pushback on this point, because it's been about a year, maybe 2 years now, when it's been 2 years, when the big health at any size movement was being pushed. And I forget the young lady's name that was kind of the face of that and was on the magazine covers doing headstands and, yoga moves and doing, working out, lifting weights and doing her thing. This was pushed, I would say, to the extreme of like, you can be any size and you can be really overweight. You could be obese. She was obese. And still, be chasing performance and all these things. So what do you say to that? Because there's obviously people that still have a major issue with eating and a bad relationship with food, and could be training, lifting weights, doing yoga, practicing headstands, but then obviously grossly over consuming to maintain a weight like that.
Yeah, there's the most dangerous lies are the ones that have their foundations in a truth, right? So if you were, let's say you're 50 pounds overweight but fit, meaning you've got good VO2 max, good strength, good mobility, you do have better health than if you were the right body weight but not fit. That's actually true. Okay, that's actually a fact. The lie is that being 50 pounds overweight has no impact on your health, that it doesn't make a difference. And that's what they sold, which is an actual lie. That being said, I will say this. Some of the most consistent members I ever had in any of the gyms that I ever managed were people that were purely there to improve their athletic performance and their fitness. By the way, they did not fall in the category of the healthy at any size, that lie. These people didn't buy that lie. They just were in the gym because they like to be fit, they like to be athletic, they like to have stamina, and they like to have strength. And I'm going to tell you this right now, very few of them were overweight. The side effect of their fitness was that they looked pretty fit. They looked relatively fit. But yeah, there is an impact on your health when it comes to excessive body fat. There's also an impact on your health when you're underweight as well. So there's a lie there. But if your goal is genuine and you're going to the gym and you're sincerely like, look, here's the deal. I know I need to lose weight, but for now, here's what I'm gonna focus on, man. I want to be able to run. I want to be able to lift. I want to be able to move. I want to be able to swim. I want my body to move well. It's going to be really hard to be 70 pounds overweight and do all of those things. And so what you'll find if you genuinely pursue performance in a genuine way, that the leanness or the weight loss or the fat loss tends to follow. Now, here's what doesn't happen. You typically don't get shredded. And shredded does not lend itself to performance. Even though we see in social media, you'll see people who are 5% body fat. For most people, a body fat percentage that is associated with good athletic performance in the men is in the mid-teens, and in the women, it's in the low 20s. By the way, that this performance will help protect you from going in that direction as well. There's a lot of fitness enthusiasts, or say fitness fanatics, who are so obsessed with the mirror and body fat percentage, they completely sacrifice health and performance in pursuit of being shredded. And so for them, focusing on performance would do the opposite, will help them gain body fat, which would be better for them. Yeah. So performance is...
Well, I think that what your point and where you're going feeds right into your second point, which is health over aesthetics.
Yes.
And so if your foundation is focus on performance over trying to get lean, typically you get in a pretty good healthy range there. I brought up an exception to the rule of what happens in some case. But then if that exception to the rule were to focus on the health over aesthetics portion, because you have to be honest with yourself that you're not eating healthy if you are training for performance in the gym and you're still morbidly obese.
Yeah.
You're definitely not... You're not eating
in a still a high risk factor.
Yeah, and you're not eating in a way. You're not chasing being truly healthy. You might be chasing being stronger or more mobile, or from that perspective, performance. But you're missing the other side as far as nourishment and taking care of yourself.
But I mean, again, just to encourage those people, because the diet part, not to go off on a side tangent here. But the diet part is, you guys would agree, is way harder than the workout part.
Of course.
Yeah. If you're going to a gym and you're like, man, I am struggling with the diet part, that is the hardest part. First off, that's 100% true for everybody. But you're like, I'm making it to the gym 3 days a week and I'm consistent. And you know what? I'm working hard. And you know what? I love it. But the diet part's really hard. And I'm just going to focus on that later. I'm not even going to worry about that right now because it's too hard for me to focus on. I'm just going to go to the gym 3 days a week and I'm just going to try and get fit. Keep going. You're doing great. Keep going. Don't worry about it for now. That second part will come. I had a lot of clients like that. And the nutrition part did come later on, but they were consistent with their workouts. Yeah. Now, the health over aesthetics, this is important because placing aesthetics over health can actually look or actually masquerade as health quite a bit. when I think of people that place aesthetics over health, what comes to mind for me, and this is mainly because I work in this space and I have for decades, are the people that are the fitness obsessed. The fitness obsessed that sacrifice health in pursuit of aesthetics. And what it looks like is they eat perfect. They never eat outside of their diet. They never skip a workout. And the way they look is just too high of a priority on their list. And they sacrifice the health of their relationships and their mental health in pursuit of this particular look. Top 10 most popular MAPS programs. Buy one, get one free right now. Go to mapsbogo.com.
All right, real quick, if you love us like we love you, why not show it by rocking one of our shirts, hats, mugs, or training gear over at mypumpstore.com. I'm talking right now. Hit pause, head on over to mypumpstore.com. That's it. Enjoy the rest of the show.
So health over aesthetics looks like balance. It naturally looks like balance to the fitness fanatic and to the non-fitness fanatic, to the couch potato. Just trying to be healthy. I'm going to let the couch potato understand this here. If you're just trying to be healthy and that's your goal, your aesthetics will follow. They will always follow. Getting healthier always looks better. Getting healthier looks better. Can you change how you look in pursuit of what the world says is aesthetic and actually sacrifice your health? You better believe it. There's a lot of terrible things you can do yourself to try to look better that will sacrifice your health. Here's the irony of that. Your health gets bad enough, your aesthetics is gone. Really bad health looks like really bad aesthetics. And then what you're placing on top. Because if aesthetics is on the top, the sacrifice will be health. And you will sacrifice it on the altar of aesthetics, and it will be a miserable life. You will reduce your quality of life as a result. So health needs to be over aesthetics. But if you do that, what this can turn into, if you're consistent with this, is this wonderful, consistent relationship with fitness that feels really good.
I do find that having that healthy balance nutritionally is can be so challenging. This is top of mind for me right now because I had a weekend where Katrina and I ate out. I had some dessert one day. I had a couple glasses of wine at dinner with Doug, and this was one of those times where it's like, this is what we're having, that balance, right? I've been dialed in with our meal prepping and training and being all real good, and then we have that. What I find is so tough is not that moment, but what follows the next day, how those because the way food has been engineered, that when you kind of open that can of worms,
isn't that wild?
How do you go?
Creates momentum. In that
Man,
direction.
it does.
Yeah.
It really does. So Sundays are my days for prep, right, and getting ready for the week. And I find myself, and this was Saturday that we went up to the event with the team, stayed in a nice hotel, had some nice drinks, had a nice dinner, had dessert, had a great time. It was incredible. Didn't work out, right? That wasn't on the agenda. And great. I've actually felt my body needed it. I've been managed maintenance or lower calories. So being well fed and overeating, felt actually good, felt healthy, filled out, felt awesome. But then the next day on Sunday, which is get back on my thing and meal prep, the cravings are there. Now I resisted and ate well and did good, but I think that's where a lot of people struggle is that.
You know what makes it the hardest struggle is when it hits you and it catches you off guard.
Yeah.
Because, like with clients, how often do we tell them, hey, just prepare, you're going on vacation. It's going to be much harder when you come back to stay consistent than it is right now. I think anticipating that makes a big difference. But for sure, they could do brain imaging and they'll show that your brain, the neural connections will start to adjust to this hyperpalatable experience. Then you go back to your normal food and you're like, this is boring. So it's definitely more difficult.
And I think that's where the health fanatics, borderline, orthorexic people, right, justify this, is they know that, right? They know how much they can go off the rails, and so it's this like control of like I gotta bring my meals, I gotta do all those things because they don't trust themselves to maybe have a healthy night of eating and drinking and enjoying family and your people around you, and then go right back to where you need to be.
You know what the irony is when I was most in that place, if I did like go on a vacation and go quote unquote off my diet, it was like, because I've gone off, now I'm going to go way off.
Yeah.
Versus now that it's more balanced, that doesn't really happen to me as much.
Yeah.
You know, I remember that specifically. I go on a vacation and I'd be like, okay, well, I guess I'm going off. And then it became about that.
Yeah.
The vacation became about eating all this crazy
That's why.
Indulgence. You're like, let's get it in.
I mean, this is why I brought it up. I mean, because this is literally yesterday and the day before, and I experienced that. I feel like as I've gotten older, I think I've mentioned this on the podcast before, that pendulum swing is much smaller now.
Yeah.
It used to be real. It was dialed, hardcore, weighing, measuring, tracking everything, and then it was like all the way out there. So that swing is very subtle now. But I still remember it, and I can feel that temptation on the day back because the cravings had kicked up because you opened that can of worms the day before. Now I don't feel like I have to white knuckle through it. It's just like, oh, I know, like I'm aware of it. I think to your point, awareness is such a big piece of it. Is like, I know why I feel like that way. It's like we had one of the things that Katrina wanted popcorn, and the only way you could get popcorn in room service was this, I forget what they called it. It was like a
oh, it came with candy and stuff, I bet.
Yeah,
like a movie kit.
Yes, it was a movie kit or something like that, right?
Yeah.
So yeah,
like, I just want the popcorn, dude.
Yeah, that's all she wanted. They're like, they don't sell it individually. We have to get this this movie kit thing about that, which came with Snickers bar, Kit Kat, thing, and then all the stuff.
We can't let it go.
And so, of course, right? So I bring it home with us, and I know it's in the freezer. I'm like, I couldn't tell you the last time I had a Kit Kat, you know. But knowing I had that the day before, knowing it's in there, and it's just like that. I'll just go eat that. It's like that's how it is so difficult. I think for a lot of people to do that, especially right after you kind of open that can of worms. Totally. Now I know what I also know too is that if I could just tough it out, and this is I guess the mental game that I play is like if I still really want that. You know, this week I'll have it, you know, or I'll do it after I work out on Tuesday or whatever. And so I play that game of like, I'm not going to tell myself I can't have it. I brought it back. I am going to eat it at one point. But what I'll do is I know after today, when I get back on my training, when I eat my regular meals, I won't even want it.
You know, the illustration that comes to mind with this, because that's going to happen. So I'm glad you said that, Adam. It's not like you do this and they're like, it's fixed. Like this is just a constant journey. But it's like, you know, it's like shooting an arrow at a target that's really far away. And when you fire the arrow, imagine if you could follow the arrow along its path and make slight adjustments to keep it on target, okay? The only way you'd be able to do that is if you kept your eyes on the target. Mm-hmm. If you kept your eyes on the target, you could move it to the left. We're going too far to the left. Move it to the right, and you could keep moving it to maintain that target. The target needs to be health. If the target's health, then you're going to move side to side, but you're keeping your eyes on the target. If the target is aesthetics, you're going way off. You're going to go in the wrong direction, and it's going to lead to a lot of things that are going to make it very difficult for this to be consistent and real for you. Here's the next one, discipline over motivation. This is a big one because motivation feels so good. Mm-hmm. It's one of my favorite states of mind.
Also addicting.
Are you kidding me?
Oh, you're so hyped.
Motivation is so addicting. We will structure things to create motivation. We'll take substances that make us feel motivated.
People just to get that juice.
We love fitness influencers that have the worst advice ever, but yell into the screen and tell you whatever.
Look badass.
To pump you up and to motivate you. We love motivation because when you're motivated, there is no, you don't need discipline. You don't need struggle. There is no struggle when you're motivated. I never had a client skip a workout who was motivated. Yeah. I never had a client eat, quote unquote unhealthy when they were motivated. It was when they were unmotivated this became a challenge.
Yeah.
It was never the motivated state of mind. The problem is that we love motivation so much, we fall in love with it, that this is the state of mind that we work in. And when we're at a motivation, we have no tools. We have no ways to deal with what it's like to not feel motivated. So you look up and down. This is what it looks like for you. It's either on or off.
Super fleeting.
It's either great or off or not great.
Yep.
Because motivation is what I'm aiming at versus discipline. Discipline is there all the time. Now, discipline, when you're motivated, is great. When you're not motivated, it's still there. Mm-hmm. So focus on discipline. How do I build the skill of discipline? One small step at a time. One little step at a time. You build upon previous discipline, and over time this builds. This is a long process of building. Make that the target. The target is discipline. So how do I start with this? Well, I'm not working out right now, but I feel super motivated, and I haven't worked out in 5 years. I'm gonna go to the gym 5 days a week. Let me stop for a second. Hold on a second. 5 days a week? Can I maintain that when this feeling goes away? No way. There's no way I'll go to the gym 5 days a week 30 days from now or 60 days from now when the inevitable happens where I become unmotivated. Let me pick a schedule that I think I can stick to when this feeling goes away. What does that look like? And if I'm being quite honest, it's 1 day a week. 1 day a week is more than 0 days, which is what I'm doing now. I'm gonna go 1 day a week to the gym because I know what's gonna happen. 60 days from now, I'm gonna lose my motivation, but I think I can maintain the discipline of 1 day a week. And you stick with that. And over time, this turns into 2 days or 3 days or whatever, but you build upon previous discipline. This is the target. Be careful with falling in love with or worshiping or focusing solely on motivation. It's a great thing. Nothing wrong with it. I love it, but it will not serve you. Now, here's the catch. Here's the part that's really cool. The more discipline you develop, the more motivation peaks its head in. So the more consistent you are with little bouts of discipline, the more experiences you're going to have with that feeling of motivation. So if you actually like being motivated, you still want to be disciplined. It gives you more of that later on.
What do you think the secret to becoming disciplined is? Because I feel like it's real easy to say that. I don't think that's what we're saying.
Requires reps.
Small reps.
Small reps.
That's it.
Yep.
It's a skill. So it's like learning how to play the piano or how to squat.
It's interesting because it very much parallels to me integrity and like building your character. It's hard to do the right thing when nobody's looking. It's hard to go to work out when you don't feel like you want to do it. But then again, to be consistent, you have to really kind of introduce these immovable patterns one step at a time. And so this is my one immovable thing that I know I can stick with. And then just start with that. You're going to build on that. It naturally is going to build momentum, but for you to do that is that first step is integral.
I had a client. So when I figured this out, it was a game changer for me as a trainer. My success rate with my clients, or actually to be more accurate, their success rate went through the roof in comparison to my previous clients or the previous ways that I would, try to work with people. And I have one person in particular I'm thinking about. This woman came to me. She was referred to me by one of my doctor clients who had been in her ear about coming to train with me for a while. And this woman was like, I hate working out. I hate gyms. It's not my thing. But finally, she had a good relationship with this doctor. And she said, just go see this guy, Sal. He's really good. You'll like him, whatever. So she comes in to meet with me. First words out of her mouth. This is not an exaggeration. I shake her hand, introduce myself. First words out of her mouth. I'm not working out more than once a week. I'm not changing my diet. I'm not doing anything extra. Can you help me? Yes, I can help you. You're just going to come meet with me once a week and that's all we're going to do. Really? Is that really going to do enough to change anything about my health and my fitness? So, well, how much are you working out now? She said, I'm not working out at all. I said, it's more than what you're doing.
It's more, yeah.
I will show you that you're going to have improvements once a week. Do I need to do more than that? Nope. We'll stay there as long as you want. So I trained this woman once a week. And I don't remember how long it was. It was a decent amount of time. It might have been a year. But she came to me, and I made that experience good. I trained her appropriately, didn't overtrain her, didn't beat her up. We trained properly. She got stronger over the course of a year. She came to me and she said, hey, are there some exercises I could do on my own? And that was the second step. Little by little, she became a very consistent person with her 2 to 3 days a week of working out. She started working on her diet, but we had to build it over time. Like any skill, you just don't sit at a piano and play a symphony right out the gates. You got to learn one little thing and it builds upon itself. And that's what discipline looks like.
There's two huge things that I hear when I hear that story. One of them is starting really, really, setting the bar really low as far as their expectations of what they can do, right? So it's like commit to something so easy. You're like, I know for sure I can always do this. And then I'm sure what happened with her during that process is that she started to connect to the dots to how it felt. Obviously, strength went up, so there was an obvious indicator.
100%.
But I think part of the secret to this, this is what keeps me going the way I go because I don't have any serious fitness goals that I'm trying to, both performance or aesthetic. Neither one of those are a focus of mine right now, yet I show up and do the thing. And I think what it is that, I have connected the dots to all the other things that doing some sort of lifting weights does for me.
Yeah.
Like my energy in that day is always so much better. I sleep way better. I'm a much better husband and father. I do more house chores around the house and help my wife out when I work. Like it's like I'm better at work. Like there's a lot of things that have nothing to do with performance or aesthetics or leanness or body fat or anything like that I have connected the dots to. And it's like, and what's cool about all of those things is the program design, the progressive overload, exactly what, like, actually doesn't matter that much. It's literally, I just got to go in there, show up, challenge my body a little bit with weights, and go home, and I'll reap a good portion of all those benefits. Now, yes, if I program correctly and I progressively overload, I'll see some extra added aesthetic benefits, I'll see some extra performance benefits, but it's like I've reached a level of those things that it's just like, man, I care so much more about the other things that takes very minimal effort going in there to do that, to maintain and keep all that going.
100%. The next thing is you really have to, this is a tough one, but understand that grace is going to serve you. Shame will never serve you when it comes to fitness. It'll never. Now, shame is different than guilt. So guilt says, I did this bad thing. Shame says I am this bad thing, or I am bad. Shame is one of the biggest enemies to fitness success. Why? Because you will stumble. Guaranteed, you will stumble. It's going to happen. If you shame yourself, now again, guilt is different. Guilt is, I made a mistake, okay? That's admitting I made a mistake. Some people take being anti-shame to being no guilt. That's not true. Yes, you did this thing. It was off your program. You missed a week of working out. You ate a whole pizza when you could have had just 2 slices. Ah, man, I shouldn't have done that. That's fine. But when you turn that into beating the crap out of yourself, shaming yourself, using your workouts as a way to punish yourself, restricting yourself because I don't deserve anything better and I deserve to feel this way. First off, you can't hate yourself into better health. It just doesn't work. Hating yourself is unhealthy. That's like smoking yourself into better lung health. It just doesn't work. You give yourself grace. What does grace look like? You messed up, we'll start over and done. We're done with it. It's gone. Let's start again. This is what prevents I'm going to stop on my diet and stop my workout for the next 6 months to 5 years. That's what stops this is grace. Shame, because here's what happens. Enough shame will eventually get you to run, and you'll never want to do this again, or you won't do this until the shame wears off, which sometimes can take years. And that's definitely not good for
what's crazy that comes to mind is everybody's heard of placebo effect, but I don't know if many people have heard of the nocebo effect, which also too, it's just that sort of negative feedback that actually deteriorates your health. Like it's a part of that entire process. But yeah, I mean, hating yourself to show up, I mean, how long are you going to stick with that? I mean, the sustainability to that alone is rough.
You'll run.
This tip reminds me of the advice we give a lot to live callers that call in. It's a common one that I go back to when it comes to reframing the you missed a day or you didn't have a good day eating or whatever it is. Instead of like looking at it as like, I effed up, I screwed up this, and then falling off the rails like everybody does and spiraling out of control. It's, how many days in a row did I get of doing really well? Oh, it was 3 days. Cool. I'm back to 0. Tomorrow, let's get back on it. Let's see if I can get to 4 days. And then, you hit 4 or 5 days in a row, something happened. Instead of, again, beating yourself up, it's, oh man, I made 5 days. I got 2 more than I did before. Start over again. Let's see if I can get to 6 days. And reframing those inevitable setbacks and, not perfect days, which are going to happen in this process, as an opportunity for you to get better the next time. That's having grace. That's having grace with yourself and reframing this as not a negative, oh my God, I'm such a fat ass. I can't do it. Like instead of beating yourself up, it's, hey, I got a few days in a row and it had no mistakes. Let's see if I can get 1 more of those days in a row and just keep playing that game. And before you know it, you become the person who can string, 60, 90 days.
This is the key to being a good personal trainer and coach, by the way, is understanding how to communicate this. Because when your clients, this is how we train our trainers, why they're so successful. When you look at the success rate of the clients that work with our trainers, and as defined by getting results, sticking around, being consistent, and wanting to stick around. So these are big parameters for what success is. Some people think success is just losing weight or just getting in shape. That's part of it. The other part of it is, can they maintain it? Do they want to maintain it? Do they love the experience? Are we making real, lasting behavioral changes? This is why our trainers are so successful. I remember as a trainer, when early days, my clients would hide things from me. This is common with clients and trainers. When your client's like, oh, I'm doing so well, but I had that cake or I missed that workout. And they won't tell their trainer. They won't tell their trainer because they're afraid of letting their trainer down. This makes it very difficult to train and coach people. Actually makes it impossible. If I don't know everything, how can I possibly coach you? Mm-hmm. I remember when I got good at this, I was the first person my clients would tell when they made a mistake, because they knew they would get grace from me and we would get back on and go again. Yep. And it became so much more successful as a coach and trainer. Here's the last one. This piece right here is completely missing in the fitness space, which is just have fun. Like enjoy.
How do we get so far away from this?
Try to enjoy the process. There's a category of people that will always be fit and healthy because they just have fun doing.
They enjoy the hell out of it.
Yeah. They just have so much fun doing active things.
Yeah.
You probably know someone like this in your life. They're like an older person. They're always fit. Not like they have a structured workout, but they're always doing something active. They're gardening, they're hiking, swimming.
Whatever.
They're doing it with friends. They're just having a blast. They're with their grandkids. It's like, dude, have fun. If you're having fun, you'll always want to do it.
The only time that I see this doesn't work well or this conflicts is when somebody is chasing aesthetics and leanness and wants to have fun. So that's like have fun works when you fall in line with health, discipline, grace, performance. That way, it's a great way to chase all those things. But when you are focused on an aesthetic and a look, but then you also want to get it from playing basketball, or you want to get it from running marathons,
it doesn't work.
It doesn't work. And then you have this inner struggle. So which is always a conversation I have with somebody who, tells me, I love to run marathons or I love playing basketball. And I'm like, cool, keep doing that. That's going to keep you healthy and fit. And
how many of those people would keep doing it if they could snap their fingers and look the way they wanted?
Yeah.
They'd stop.
Right.
Yeah. So like having fun means you do it no matter what.
That's right.
Yeah.
And that's my point is that, some people, I'm having fun. I like to do these marathons, so like that. Yeah, but you're doing it because you want the leanness part out of it, and so that's why you do it. You're doing it for the wrong reasons. You should do it regardless of how you look or not look, and not connect those two things. Totally. That's when it tends to fall okay.
Totally. All right, I'm gonna change directions here because I just got to comment again on every once in a while we'll be introduced to a product or a method or something. This is rare, by the way. This rarely happens. But it's a product or something that all of us, especially me, is not just skeptical of, but immediately I dismiss it. I'm like, this is crap. This is not going to work. This is whatever. Hocus pocus. Get this out of my face. Well, I did that a while ago with Super Patch because they sent us these patches that were non-transdermal, no medicine, no supplements in the patch. It was literally the patch itself that was purported to cause all these changes. Yeah. And I'm like, that sounds...
triggers some response magically.
That sounds a lot like a placebo, and I'm not interested. And they're like, dude, just look at the studies. So I'm like, oh, you got studies? Let me see these studies. They had like 15 studies. Controlled, peer-reviewed, randomized, like high-quality studies. The one that really like piqued my interest was the one on pain and the one on sleep because they worked as effectively. Like the pain one worked as effectively as like ibuprofen. Well, anyway, they just keep blowing me away. I was on and I'll tell you a little bit more about this later, but I was on a camping trip and I didn't bring the sleep patches from Super Patch. Sleep is always not that great camping anyway. But I got home, put the sleep patch on, and boy, does it make a difference. I also have friends that measure their sleep with like Oura rings and stuff, and they've had the patch on, have the patch off. I'm like, no, I can tell the difference.
So you just feel more of a deeper sleep, like
better.
refreshing.
Yeah.
wake up.
It doesn't put me to sleep. It's not like a sleepy.
They have a
like,
sleep one
Yeah.
and a REM one, don't they? They have both.
No, that is the same one.
same one.
Oh, there's a calm and a REM.
Calm
one.
is different.
Yeah,
So you
so
wear
they
it
have a calm
overnight?
and they have a
Yeah.
calm and a
Yeah.
REM one.
You just put it on, go to bed.
Yeah.
And your REM score will go up.
Well, yeah, they
measure it with your brain.
Aura actually measures your REM, so
That's right.
you can see your REM, and so that's what I did when we first did it. I mean, that and the pain were the two that like it sold me.
Yeah.
Once I saw that, because one, I track Aura consistently, and so I saw a measurable difference, and then the pain one, like I said, and I didn't know the studies. I remember describing it to you. I said, well, I gave you my scoring, right?
Yeah,
Which
the
was
pain goes from a 9 to a 5.
yeah, which like that's mathematically exactly what the study says.
Yep.
It compares it right to like what, and it feels the best example I have is anyone who's ever had any sort of like pain and they take an Advil. It's like Advil doesn't like
Doesn't erase the pain.
Yeah, it doesn't erase it. You know, it doesn't numb you like a hydrocodone or something like that. It literally just it dulls the pain. It dulls the pain and makes it more bearable and can make a significant difference for somebody who's in pain, and that's what it feels
This is
like.
a whole new field of research. This is haptic technology, which is wild.
It's wild. It's funny because, like, you know, I got the pleasure of going to the Atlanta Falcons training camp, and so I got to go behind the scenes and like talk to a lot of the coaches there and the trainers, and you know, obviously I can get into all the, you know, crazy sophisticated like systems and everything they have, but like they're asking me because they were like curious, like all these partnerships we have and all this stuff. And like, well, what's like kind of the latest cool thing? I'm like, you know, we do get like opportunities to meet like cool companies and owners of companies. And I was like, you know, this super patch is something to really, you know, pay attention to. It's like, I wouldn't have ever, you know, thought it had any validity because, you know, it's just like you described, but, you know, like all these studies coming out for performance, it's something to look into. And they were like all geeking out about it. So we'll see. Yeah.
How was that, by the way, going out there?
It was so fun. It was.
So were you in their like training camp? You were like there.
We were there, yeah. So Beth, you know, our caller that you know, invited us and whatnot, like was so great. She was such a great host and showed me like pretty much every behind the scenes part of the facility possible. Got to see like you know, like just. Man, they really baby these guys. Like, let's be honest, like everything you can think. Look, even we have like our haircut kind of set up with a barbershop. They have like such a sick barbershop in there to like get their haircuts. Wow. Like, you know, they have like this whole like leather seat, almost like a first class. You know, when you sit first class, you get these like really cool leather seat. Like they had that for each locker. Is basically that, have their own screen, and then they have like, you know, like stuff to like literally dry their clothes like in there. So it like has like fans in there, so everything, you know, doesn't smell bad. And
that's cool,
dude. It looks like a lounge, like some Vegas lounge, you know. And you're just like, what, so cool, dude? These guys. But I mean, I spent most of the time in the actual gym,
of course,
because I was geeking out on
what was the equipment,
how they train everybody. Everything you could think of that was cool. Like they had, you know, really nice squat racks. They had, it was surprising me actually. They had a ton of the stick mobility sticks, and they were all warming up with them. They had this big screen that. It was cool because it had examples of like specific warm-ups that they could kind of choose from. But I mean, to the level of degree of like individualization, they all have their own iPads. So when you sign on and they bring you on, they give you an iPad, and it basically, you know, has all your biomarkers. Like it like uploads you. You get an assessment from like a physical therapist. They kind of do all the background checks of like any discrepancies. What was cool was like for me geeking out back when I created Axon and tried to do this whole thing with like, you know, like measuring people's abilities, their output for force output. So they actually have a machine that they were like checking their soleus output, and so that way too they could like prescribe, you know, a better warm up, a better workout
based off the soleus,
and then they would do this on specifics for somebody who had, you know, like some discrepancies already, and like again, this is all part of the screening process, and it like uploads it, and then they can adjust. So they have like a template for like a block training that everybody has for that specific week. But then like they go in, first of all, the physical therapist can go on and modify it. Then the trainer can go on and modify it to individualize it. And then they just, even if you're a new player, they'll just take all that, you know, like get you through the screening process, put the iPad on the rack you're going to work out. And then they just step up, you know, what's my workout? Boom. And then they do it.
Oh, that's so cool.
I was like,
cool.
This is next level, dude.
That
Like,
is so
it's pretty
cool.
crazy.
I wonder how much is being monitored on their, like, you remember how when we interviewed Corey and the volume of steps and movement?
Yes. Okay. So they also have a whole system. I think it's called Zebra, but it's these chips that they put on in their pads and everything else to measure their acceleration and output. And so like they call it like speed reps. So like the amount of volume of speed reps is what, and if you don't exceed or if you don't match your goal, so they set goals already for each person, you know, based on what they want them to exert. And so it's like, if you don't hit that, then you're running sprints at the end of practice.
No shit.
To hit your target.
Wow. That is, okay, so now they have the technology now. How crazy is that?
It's crazy.
To measure the effort that they are giving.
Yeah.
I mean, back in the days, the coach would just catch
Just
you,
look
like,
at you.
yeah, look at you and be like,
could slide,
Schaefer,
you know.
move your ass. I know you're not. It would be like that. You know what I'm saying?
But then they get competitive. Like every day they have like a sort of leaderboard of like who's had the fastest reps, you know, and all that. And so you
Wow.
can kind of see it. And
That's cool.
Give feedback. And I was blown away, dude.
But then I wonder how much. So I wonder too if they're using like Oura rings or they're using stuff to monitor sleep quality and see how good they're. Because we know that that's one of the highest risks for injury. So that would be cool if they're inputting data like that too, where it's just like, oh, it looks like Justin got a 55 score last night. We're gonna tell him to back off his intensity today and his lifting.
Yeah, it didn't look like they followed it for sleep, like outside of the train, but they also had like a secondary system with like these polar heart rate monitors. And so they could also measure a lot of their cardio output with that a little more specifically.
Doug pulled up they're called Zebra Performance Monitoring is what I think it's called. Doug, scroll down. I want to see what the system collects. This is the data that it collects. How fast a player runs, how far a player runs, how fast the football travels when thrown, how much the football spins,
Dude,
and where players are on the field at all times.
isn't that crazy?
Bro, they're breaking it down to the most insane detail.
Like, and they're using the thing is they're using the data. Like these coaches, like it's a bit overwhelming because they have to like take all of this information and then like it's complicated, but they want to simplify so each player's like, oh, I just do this.
Let's see if Adam picks up on what I'm going right here. So check this out. The public also gets to see these numbers during game broadcasts.
Yeah, for betting reasons, bro.
I wonder. I was just thinking that. I wonder if this is like tightly kept, like that, like how they're practicing. Because if somebody got their hands on practicing data, on
you could
literally be like, oh no, I'm betting against the Broncos.
Have you guys seen all the stuff that's going on right now? You've brought it up before. What's the huge betting platform that everyone's doing now that bets on everything? What's it called?
I don't know.
You know what it's called. It's like presidential runs. You can bet on.
I don't know any of them. Oh, no, I know what you're talking about, but I don't know the name.
That's the insurance.
What's the name of it? It's called, come on, you guys. One of you guys has to know the name of it.
Polymarket?
Polymarket.
All the shit that's going on with
because
it.
they bet on elections too. Yeah.
Everything. There's everything. There's nothing that you can't not bet on. It's like Polymarket's bets on everything. But there's so much. There's a lot going on right now with lawsuits and people that have inside tracks to things like that.
Really?
Oh yeah. I just saw a thread on this. And I went down the rabbit hole watching some of the stuff that's going on. But look at all the things you can do on bet. You can bet on Bitcoin where it's going to go. You can bet on. I mean, you can bet on anything.
Wow.
There's literally everything you could possibly think of. You can bet on.
Dude, speaking of tech, did you guys see what happened? This just happened in Australia, and this is just so wild that this actually happened. So I'll pull up. I got to read to you guys what happened because how many warnings are we going to get about AI and what it could potentially do, and how many warnings are we going to get before people do anything? Trip off this. This is Australia's first known autonomous AI cyber attack. You ready for this? This guy used this AI agent and said, hey, can you book me a time, like a very innocuous, like innocent thing. He's like, hey, to his agent, get me a time at the 9:30 spin class. So the AI agent went to the gym's website and saw that the spin class was full. So what do you think the AI agent did?
Cancel somebody else?
It hacked the gym and hacked their schedule, took someone off the roster and put them on. Do you guys know why this is crazy?
That is crazy.
He didn't tell his agent to do that.
No,
he didn't say anything.
It took the initiative.
It went on its own and hacked the gym.
That's a good little worker.
Yes. Yeah. So what's crazy about this is like our systems, our security systems are basically designed around like what are the probabilities someone's going to try and hack your gym to try to get us, like nobody cares. So it's dude, everything is going to have to be crazy secure.
Over a simple thing.
I mean, that's a pretty good bet right there on like you're trying to bet on companies or things that are it's going to be a lot of these security companies, internet security companies will have to go through.
Dude, it literally went on and hacked by itself. I got your time, sir, 9 a.m. Oh, cool, thanks.
little bump.
Yeah, dude. Crazy.
Are you guys watch? Show Lioness is out again. You guys watching it?
No.
I haven't started
I've
yet.
been meaning to get into
I love it.
I watched the first episode, but
it's good. Did you the first episode of this?
the first season.
Yeah.
I'm just getting into it.
Oh, you're just now getting into it.
It's really good.
It's really good.
Yeah.
So season 2 just started.
Is it about all this kind of stuff?
So, so what I like about it is they do kind of current stuff. So like season 2 is like Ukraine war stuff.
Oh, it's like what's happening.
Yeah, it makes me actually really curious of like how accurate it is because something just didn't cross my mind, like how that war is being fought and everything. You showed me some stuff of like the drone footage.
Dude, you can find this online.
Okay, so
it's crazy.
So that's what they say. Oh, the show is depicting, and the way they describe it. So there's a scene in it that opens up. This isn't ruining the show. It's not like a big surprise. There's a scene where the CIA agents, CIA, FBI agents are meeting up with like the Navy SEAL guys or whatever that are like on the ground doing the stuff. And of course, you got this battle of power of like who has to listen to who, and the SEALs that have been working, or Delta, I don't know what team it is has been already on the ground fighting this war, is basically talking shit to the CIA people like, you have no authority here because you've never trained for a war like this. It's like World War I meets Star Wars. So it's like trench wars with drone shit going on. And so they like there's scenes in there where they're fighting in trenches and they're like literally fight like that close combat, but then also using like thousands of drones that are coming in and just dive bombing on. I
saw one video because people they post them. The soldiers post them where there's like a soldier hiding in the bush, and a drone will fly over him and then see him. So you're seeing it from the drone's camera, and it captures him, and then he looks up and sees it, and then it just flies towards him, and of course the screen cuts out because it probably
like exploded.
Yeah, basically they show that these are just like $100 Amazon drones with C4 on it. And they're just designed, and they just come flying. So literally, they're in hand-to-hand combat type stuff, and then all of a sudden, thousands of drones, swarm of them coming over, and they're just dive bombing on people that are. It's like just wild to think that that's
crazy.
And I don't know how accurate. Again, it is. I imagine it's probably somewhat accurate, or that was what it's like. But it tripped me out watching that.
That's crazy.
This season's good though, so I'm on. It's only got 2 episodes out, but it's they came out the gates pretty good. What's it say, Doug?
Yeah. One drone often acts as the leader. It flies ahead to find and pick the target. Then the other drones in the group follow the leader and carry explosives. They dive into the target to blow it up. Many of these drones use artificial intelligence, so they can make choices on their own without a human flying them. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not good.
And they're cheap. Whatever. Cool. I think shooting nets up, right? Am I just thinking crazy? Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like fire a bunch of nets up there?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't even know how well. I mean, it's like there's like thousands.
Jeez.
Yeah. It looked like I couldn't tell, but it looked like they even had special new guns that
to shoot them.
Yeah, to shoot them. like almost like they're like shotgun.
shot.
So they
like bird shot.
Yeah, birdshot type stuff. So it's not trying to a single bullet like
widespread.
Yeah, you want something that's
crazy.
going to hit probably 4 or 5 of them at once or like that. And so they were shooting different guns. I was like, oh, that must be it must be like a new gun that's designed for that.
I'm gonna take another left here. I was reading some studies on oils that are used in foods, but also in the same article they talked about fish oil because that's a popular supplement that people take.
I'm taking mine consistently right now.
Yeah, me too. Especially because we met with Dr. Cabral.
I know, Dr. Cabral.
Such an easy way to change your inflammatory profile. Such an easy way to do it is to supplement with fish oil.
Well, Doug scored the best, and he's the only one that's been super consistent with it.
Yep, yeah. And you can. It's very predictable. You take high EPA fish oil for a month, you do a blood test, you see a difference. Yeah. But I went online and I'm like, how many fish oils out there are rancid or not, 100% fish oil? A lot.
I'm sure.
Is it?
A lot.
Yeah, I'm sure.
A lot. A lot of it's garbage. Because fish oil is such a popular supplement now. You can go to the grocery store and buy grocery store brand fish oil. It's super cheap. You can buy it anywhere. And a lot of them are either not fish oil or they're bad. It's rancid just because it's a food. It's fish oil. Oil is an oil.
I remember somebody, I used to work with, nutrition lady, and she would poke a hole in it and then you'd smell it. And it was like, man, quite a few brands have rancid smell.
Yep. So Keon, people are like, which a good fish oil? Keon is like super, super high quality. Super high quality.
That's what I use.
That's the one I'm using too.
We have them here, so it's easy for me to take.
Yes.
And I don't get the like fish burps from them.
That's right.
Yeah. I've had ones before. I'm like, ooh.
Dude. So along those lines, do you guys, so they did a test on processed foods that say that they're made, I'll pull it up, with like avocado oil or olive oil. Do you guys want to hear the fail rate? 48 out of 54 tested avocado oil products didn't have avocado oil. 48 out of 54.
That's way too many.
I saw that clip. I saw that Instagram clip somebody posted.
Dude, just stay away from processed foods. I think that's just what we're going to do.
Yeah.
Because it's all processed foods, right? It's like, hey, potato chips made in avocado oil or,
Just kidding.
Yeah. It's all crap. It's all crap. That sucks. That sucks.
It does.
Anyway, I got to tell you guys about this potential purchase that I'm considering, which you guys know me. I'm not a big like buy things kind of person.
Yeah.
But I went camping over the last 4 days and we used an RV. And so I'm not a big camping guy, obviously. So I did it in the least camping way possible.
I've actually, I think it was so cool. I went and like looked it all up after you did it because I have never heard of what you did.
So here's what I did. So if you know me personally, you know this about me. But like one of my big challenges is like I place comfort and convenience way too high on the priority list. So if something's not comfortable to me, I don't want to do it, which prevents me from doing a lot of things, unfortunately. Camping being one of them. Like you go camp in a tent, you're not comfortable. You don't have all your conveniences.
Camping, yeah.
And so I just don't do it. And it sucks because I know how valuable it is for kids. It's a good time. I loved camping as a kid, but that's because mom and dad handled everything, right? So my cousin, he has an RV and he's like, dude, let's go camping, whatever. So I'm like, nah, I'm not going to do that. And he goes, you can have them drop an RV off, like a big trailer off for you. So I'm like, really? What do those things have? They're like, it has everything. So that's what I did. So they dropped off a trailer.
Which is cool. I was aware of, forever, you've been able to rent these.
Yes.
You've been able to rent an RV.
Dude, I went overboard. I got like a 40-foot, like this thing's like a monster.
Yeah, you had I saw you had like 4, anything that has like 4 pop outs or more.
You got a land yacht or what?
It was a monster. Didn't have hookups. The place doesn't have hookups. So you still have to have a generator and you'll run out of water. But, for me, it was a step towards, and I was not comfortable. I still wasn't comfortable. It was still a little bit of anxiety around it. But my kids, man, had so much fun.
I bet they loved it.
Oh, so much that my son cried when we left.
Really?
Oh, wow.
He cried for 30 minutes on the way home.
Wow.
I want to go back. I want to live there. I don't want to go home because it just the whole time. So it was me, my cousin Gabriel, Alex, my cousins Sepp, and my brother. So it was 5 of us, and we took this kind of campground, the circular campground.
It's the best.
And we all have little kids.
Yeah.
So for the kids, for us, it's like total safety. Like my kids could run off.
Just run. And
as long as I see that they're near, my cousin or whatever, I'm like, whatever, they're fine. And I'm over here doing my thing. So the kids experience this great freedom. The whole time they're running, riding their bikes, climbing, playing. They're coming together. It's just such a wonderful time for the kids. And so, and it took me like a couple days to like not be so anxious about that I don't have all the things that I'm used to type of deal. So we get home and my wife and I are talking about this. I'm like, I need to challenge my comfort level and I need to gradually do it. So I think if I bought like a motorhome, that would probably be the next level. Because I could do because we're in California, there's a lot of places nearby you could park a little motorhome and have like a 2 or 3
It goes
day.
like this: boat, motorhome, race simulator.
Yeah. Oh.
Those are the
Things that you never use.
three worst investments that you can buy and never use. That's the order, just so you know. Okay, so motorhome is right up. The only thing worse is a boat.
Yeah,
but the thing is, it takes a lot of space.
Yeah, and it's way more than the other ones.
Yeah. Well, what I'm gonna do, because that 100%, I know the stats on that, is we're gonna do like 2 or 3 trips where we rent a motorhome first.
Yeah,
and then if it's like we could do this,
if you consistently, appreciate
like
it.
if we could do this and we're gonna do this thing like often,
that's smart.
then I'll do it. But we're gonna do that.
I mean, so
Totally.
I've been around a lot of them, and the people that I have seen that actually get their money's worth are almost always retired and older.
Yeah.
Like that is they have decided that I'm going to travel the United States and this is what we're going to do. And
so my cousin uses his quite a bit, but he's got a couple things going for him. First off, he's self-employed, so he's got some flexibility there, and then his kids are homeschooled. Those are the 2 big blocks.
Yeah.
Right? Is your job and your kid's school.
Sure, so they could take off and
I mean, you kind of have that. I mean,
exactly.
You kind
I thought of that because our schedule here is, it's fixed but relatively flexible.
Trips, easy,
So that's number 1. My kids are homeschooled. And then number 3, where we live, I looked up places that are within an hour that even have full hookups or partial hookups.
Tons.
Tons.
Everywhere.
They're all over.
Everywhere.
So I'm like, okay, I'll try it out.
There's cool beach. There's beach ones all over the place.
Big basin, go big.
Were you guys?
There's one near Felton. That's
were you guys when at Bodega Bay? Were you guys where all those big shaded trees are, and then the beach is like walking right down in front of you?
The beach was right there.
Yeah.
So we just had to cross a road.
Yeah, I know right where you guys were at. Yeah, that's a great spot. That's a really cool place to go.
It was awesome.
Yeah,
it was great. And you get everything's dirty, and I know people are laughing around who actually camp because they're making fun of me right now. Like, that's not camping. I know it's not camping.
Yeah,
but I gotta start where I'm at, and I'm over here.
So now what we did,
I'm like Mr.
What we did growing up was the parents got that, and then us kids had to camp in tents. Now, obviously, your kids are so little that you don't do that. But at one point,
my parents had a tent trailer, and we had the tents outside.
Yeah, that's eventually what you do is that mom and dad have that, and then the kids which the kids actually normally like that. Once they get to a certain age,
they can rough it. Yeah.
Yeah. Once you get to they want their own little thing, and so you get them their own tents, and they camp right outside the RV, and you're inside the RV.
Once you have like an apnea mask, and you have like
that was the other thing too. I snore.
You have all these things, as an adult that you're like, man, it becomes less appealing.
But it was like I said, the kids is what's motivated me, because if it was just me, like I don't know if I would ever do it, but to see the value that it brought they did. Yeah, they didn't sit down at all.
Well, I would go
the whole time.
I mean, you love to just watch them run,
dude. They were having so much.
Did you guys? Because this is something I could totally get in with you. I would love to do this. And I would do the same thing. I would just rent one. Because what makes the more and more fun is like you guys book that for next year, and we take on another 2 more sites.
That's right.
And then before you know it, we dominate the whole camp area. The whole camp area is all family and friends.
You get into the competitive Yosemite places where everybody does it like, oh my God, it's impossible to get a good spot there.
This is a whole world I'm not even aware of.
It is. And I think too, COVID probably accelerated a lot of that, where it's hard to get like passes ahead of time now. You have to like book it like a year.
Oh yeah, that's why I said that. You like if you guys like doing that and that was a good spot, what we do is you book now for next year.
Yeah, that's
every year we would do this because we roll like 50 something deep. Yeah. So we take a whole entire camp area like that over, and it was so fun because it was
everybody.
Everybody.
Yep.
And so your kids can just go everywhere.
Yeah.
So they're running all over to all the campsites and different things, and the adults are having like we had themed nights every night where there was like it was Greek night, and then this was like Hawaiian night. And it was
cool.
And then different families were in charge of putting on the theme night. And so
that sounds like for me it's like for 2 things. It's for the kids. I saw how much value it brought them, and I'm like, man, I got to do this for them. And then for me, I got to do it because it'll challenge this thing that I have with comfort. Like I have to be able to get over this whole issue with like, I got to have all the stuff that I'm used to type of deal.
Well, you know, they say, I wish I remember the exact stat on it. I remember seeing it. It was actually really surprising on like your kid will forget birthday presents. They'll forget all kind, but that camping trip, they'll remember that camping trip.
I know.
It's like forever. And that, I mean, I know that firsthand from like, I've forgotten so much of my childhood, but I could recall every camp year. Yeah. I can remember every camping trip that we went to.
It was so great to see all the kids play. And then my brother was there with his boys, and those kids run on nuclear reactors. But his oldest, his 5-year-old, is so kinesthetically gifted. It's wild. So first of all, he's 5. Not only does he ride a 2-wheel bike like he's been riding for his whole life, my brother bought him a mini BMX bike for 5-year-olds. So my brother went and got him like a good one because he's like, he loves it.
Yeah.
Bro, this kid flies on that thing on his own. Nobody teaches him anything. I'm like, did you teach him that? He's like, no, he's constantly doing tricks on his own. Yeah. He'll ride, take his legs off the pedals. He'll take his hands off the pedals. He'll kick the back out. He'll skid. He'll try to jump things. So he fell like 3 or 4 times while we were there. So you'd hear him crying. You'd run over there, put a Band-Aid on him. I'm like, oh, he's probably done. My brother's like, no. Sure enough, he jumps on the bike and just 100 miles an hour. At one point, my brother is like, it's like, okay, he's going too dangerous because he was doing stuff that you're like, this kid's, we got to be careful.
It's so wild how the kids are different.
Dude,
like
my
that.
brother tells him, he goes, that's it. You're not going to ride the bike for an hour. Oh my God, dude. He devastated him.
Yeah, meltdown.
Please. He's crying. I'm like, oh my God, this
take it
kid.
away from me.
But I have never seen a 5-year-old so like kinesthetically gifted like that. Yeah. He was doing things on that bike.
That's my godson and my goddaughter like that, dude. My son, my best friends. I mean, the give and take is that they're terrors. If they're not moving, they're not doing something, they're getting into something. Yeah. So you have to keep them busy and doing that stuff. But boy, they are just they're talented. He's got him now. He sent videos yesterday of out there doing foot drills with my godson. Yeah, dude, backpedaling and shit, karaoke drills and everything like that. And I'm just like, oh my God, dude. So and him and Max are only 1 year apart. They're not like 5 years apart. They're barely apart. I'm like, getting Max to go do foot drills would be hilarious. He'd be I'm doing this. What are you doing? What are we doing, Dad? My hope right now is the swimming thing because he's taken to the pool like a fish right now. So that's where I'm like, okay, this could be the thing because he's all about it right now. He'll swim all day and dive in the bottom and picking all the coins off and holding his breath forever. And so it's like, okay, well maybe this will be our thing.
That's good. Joy Mode was created because the products on the market are terrible and they knew they could do better. Prescriptions come with all sorts of side effects. Well, Joy Mode makes natural and science-backed wellness products for men. Their sexual performance booster, well, it's like a pre-workout for sex. It does improve erection quality and firmness and even sex drive. Now, it contains clinically supported doses of L-citrulline, arginine, yohimbe, and vitamin C. It was created with best-in-class scientists and biochemistry PhDs. Look, it will give you a better pump, if you know what I mean. You can also take it as a pre-workout with your normal pre-workout for better athletic performance, or you could take it daily for better endothelial health. That's the health of your blood vessels. It really does work. Go check it out. Go to tryjoymode.com/mindpump. Use the code mindpump at checkout for 20% off your first order. Back to the show. This segment of the podcast is brought to you by Mind Pump Fitness Coaching. This is the #1 course that teaches trainers and coaches how to build sustainable 6-figure plus businesses and careers in fitness. Look, it's roundtable based. So you can hear Adam, Justin, and myself teaching you how to build a better business, get more leads, close more deals, close bigger deals, and be more effective trainers. By the way, our course is nationally recognized. In fact, it gives you 1.9 CEUs with or for your NASM certification. Find out more at mindpumpfitnesscoaching.com.
Our first caller is Tice from California.
Hi, Tice.
Hi, Tice.
Hey, guys.
Hello. How you doing?
Oh, my gosh. I'm here.
Made it.
How can we help you?
Okay. Well, I will certainly ramble if I don't read the email, so I'm going to do that. and remind myself that I did want to say thank you guys so much. You've definitely made a huge impact on my life, and I feel super privileged to be able to be here with you and have this opportunity. My name is Tice. I'm 48 years old, a single mom, a massage therapist, and an avid Mind Pump listener. Before anything else, I want to thank you for the life-changing impact you've had on me. Your content has brought a much more grounded and wholesome understanding of what it means to be a healthy human. I also want to mention that I recently finished 3 months of coaching with Zach from your Mind Pump team. And while I expected to be supported through reverse dieting and appropriate training, what I actually received was much more impactful and healing for me. I really started learning how to listen to my body's cues, nourish myself, respect the needs and timeline of my unique situation. Zach was insightful, compassionate, and wise beyond his years, and it was one of the most valuable investments that I've made.
I love hearing that.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Love hearing that.
Yeah. So now that our coaching has ended, I would love your advice on how to structure my training. I'm experiencing ongoing pain and tightness that does not seem to match the minimal amount of training that I'm doing. And I hope that you can help me understand how you might approach this. I'm going to give you a little background on me and my story, because I think that it adds to the whole situation. As a teenager, I weighed 275 pounds. I struggled with compulsive overeating and binge eating. After losing 100 pounds when I was 16, I spent years chasing health and aesthetics through a lot of different types of restrictive diets. Not so much exercise, but I did start dancing back then, and I just started walking everywhere I went. But it was more, I associated food, with my body. At 24, I entered an emotionally abusive relationship. It lasted over 20 years. After my son was born 16 years ago, I developed chronic insomnia that has followed me ever since. It was, really bad when he was first born. Like, I was sleeping 2 hours a night, up the entire night, just freaking out, and then finally falling asleep around 6 a.m. And then he'd wake up 2 hours later. Ooh. That lasted about 8 months. And my sleep is a lot better than that now, but it's still, I still struggle. Okay, so so I learned to survive on very little sleep. I showed up for my kid. I did what I had to do to push through exhaustion and ignore what my body was telling me. So I really learned how to hit override and live from that place. 2.5 years ago, I finally left that relationship and have been rebuilding my life ever since. A year after leaving that, I rediscovered my love of dance. Movement was a really important part in my weight loss journey and became a passion until I got lost in this abusive relationship. And so let's see. After about 1.5 years ago, I was dancing. I also discovered strength training at that time. I fell in love with it. And I also fell into the trap of undereating, overtraining. I did, I guess I lost another, not that the weight on the scale matters so much, but I did lose another 45 pounds in that year. I had gotten quite heavy again. And let's see, by the end of 2025, I had gone from 180 to 135. I was eating around 1,600 calories a day, lifting almost daily, and was constantly sore and exhausted. I was sleeping only 4 to 5 fragmented hours each night, but kept pushing because I was terrified of losing my progress. I want to add in there that a big piece for me that drove my desire to start moving my body again was that ever since I had lost the initial weight, when I was a kid, I was left with all the baggy skin, the stretch marks and the loose skin. And I just felt, even though I had gotten small, I always felt gross. I felt kind of hideous when I would look at myself. And that never changed. And it was about 2 years ago where I was seeing my body again and feeling those same old feelings, and was finally like, I've done all the food stuff. I've gotten really small. I went on a candida cleanse at one point, got down to 116 pounds, but I still saw the same thing. It was a bunch of flesh and bone. And so it was 2 years ago that I was like, screw this. I'm going to see what I can do to fix my body finally, and that's when I started dancing again and swimming. And then I learned about strength training. So that's what pushed that. And I did get really strong in a year, but I was overtraining, under eating, and losing some momentum, although I would keep going to the gym. But I was getting to that place where, I didn't have the same kind of drive and excitement that I had in the beginning. So finding you guys changed my perspective. And that was my sister actually introduced me to you. She's been listening to you guys for years, but I think that I first listened to your podcast a year ago, December or something like that. And I've been listening daily ever since. So by March of this year, I'd increased my calories to about 1,900. I was still frightened to reduce training, and was still in a significant pain cycle. I started working with Zach in May. I knew what you guys would tell me. I heard other people on your show with similar kind of experiences, and I heard what you guys were telling them, but I knew I couldn't do it on my own. So I did end up working with Zach. We increased my intake to around 2,400 calories a day and dramatically reduced my training volume. So we were landed in like a Muscle Mommy 15 Tice style protocol, prioritizing mobility, and shifted the goal away from the aesthetics towards restoring my sleep and recovery. So really, I feel like my work with him was really all about recovery and sleep. And that's
good.
The main thing that I gained, is that that's the number one goal, and that it's not about beating myself up and chasing some aesthetic thing, even though I'm not sleeping, even though, like, realizing that I've been living in this place of survival and override and not listening to myself. So what a gift, what a blessing that was. And I could not have done it on my own. I was still weighing myself daily. My scale has been away for 3 months now. I haven't stepped
Wonderful.
on it.
Yeah.
I know I've gained weight, but, and both, I know I've gained muscle and I've gained some fat back, but my focus now is on this, restoring my health, from the inside out, becoming a vigorous, enlivened, restored version of myself. And so anyhow, I realized at this time that for years, what I thought was self-care was really self-bullying disguised as self-improvement. And that is true. Today, my priorities are very different. I still care about building the muscle, becoming stronger, fixing the skin. Like, that's the one thing when I did get down, when I got really lean and had built a significant amount of muscle, the skin that, like, if I were to have it surgically removed, would be $40,000 that I don't have. But for the first time in my life, it didn't really matter because the muscle was showing through and the skin just seemed to firm up, and the little bit of, like, it just didn't show up as much. It felt really good. So I do still struggle with that a bit, but I'm letting it go because I know that's not the priority and I could potentially get back there. So, okay, doing my best not to ramble. So for so much of my life, I've lived in survival. I honestly don't know what it feels like to live from a balanced mental, emotional, and physical place. And that's really what I'm working on right now. But here's where I'm hoping for your guidance. Even with eating more, which has been so much fun, I like am not afraid of food right now, and that feels so amazing. That's like one of the most healing experiences. Zach even pushed me to eat more carbs. He was like, and I've been frightened of carbs, so like having a big old plate of potatoes with eggs for breakfast has been like just deeply nourishing. It feels so good. But even with eating more, training much less, and sleeping a little bit better, still very much a work in progress, but I'm doing better. I wake up with sore muscles, tight tissues, stiff joints. I often feel physically depleted, which I know that makes sense with the lack of sleep, but like the pain. I'm sore every day and every night, despite the reduced workload. And I feel more physically uncomfortable now than I did when I was overtraining. The other important piece of this puzzle is my profession. So I'm a massage therapist in private practice. My business has grown from 1 client a week 3 years ago to averaging about 22 clients each week. And that's 22 clients. Some of those are hour sessions. Some of those are 90-minute sessions. On my busiest days, I could perform up to about 6 hours of hands-on work. I'm still on my feet in between that because I'm, cleaning up the space, preparing for the next client. I love what I do. My clients love the work I provide. I help people. I also do put focus on good body mechanics, but it's still hours of physically demanding work, requiring strength, stability, endurance, and sustained focus. I also want to add that from being overweight, like when I was, my body was still growing, my arches are fallen, my knees are knock-kneed. Like I've been working on these things, but I think that the structure of my body might also have to do with where I experience discomfort. So I say here are my current stats. I'm 48, I'm 5'8", I'm probably around 150 pounds at this point, about 2,400 calories a day. I do get 8 to 10,000 steps a day. I work 4.5 days a week, which is 4 to 6 hours of massage. 2 days off. One of those days I'm still doing stuff because I'm like washing 22 sets of sheets and, running errands and stuff, but not working in the office. So given everything I've shared, I'm wondering how to structure my training. I will say that last week I took the week off. I did like a deload week, hoping that might help to give me some relief. And I think that it did. And I did not think I was going to get on a call with you guys. So I was like, all right, you're just going to have to like figure out what to do. And so basically I've been doing mobility work every day. I'm planning to keep that up, even the days that I do go to the gym. And then I decided to try only lifting on my days off. So instead of breaking it up into small workouts every day, to do 2 days of full body. And so I'm wondering what you guys think would be my best course of action. Restoring my sleep is still my highest priority. Maintaining my strength is really important for me. And also, working on just mobility, functionality, being able to move how I want to move. I do enjoy dancing and there's so much I'd like to be able to do and contribute. And, I just want to be the strong, healthy, clear version of myself. And it's been feeling really challenging. Like I'm in a kind of catch-22 between recovery, sleep, and staying, on top of my fitness.
Yeah, I feel you, and I really appreciate you calling in. This is going to really help a lot of people who are watching this. So I have a few questions for you, if that's okay.
First off, You're kicking ass.
You're doing really well.
I just want to point that out.
You're doing really good.
Just want to point out like how far you've come and what you've accomplished and where you're at. You're doing incredible. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
The pain that you feel is general. It's kind of stiffness and soreness kind of all over.
Lately it has been. And there can be specifics too. It's different. Like there are specific pain points that I think are more about my structure. Like I do get intermittent pain in my shoulders with pushing. Like I feel like I cannot do push-ups right now because it's painful.
Yeah.
And doing any overhead pressing, I really have to adjust my scapula before I do that and make sure they're in their right position. I can get up there, but getting there can hurt until I get to this point. And then when I press, I can get more comfortable with that. And then, I go in and out of having very specific knee pain that does come along with inflammation.
There's a couple things that we'll point to. And first, we got to get this out of the way. You've had things like nutrient levels tested to make sure your vitamin D levels are normal and anything and all that. Have you checked that?
Yeah, I did. I don't know if you guys have heard of the whole functional, I can't remember the name of it, but I had a whole mess of labs done, and I do believe D was in there, and I think that I'm pretty much in normal ranges. I also take D. Good. I take 10,000 a day right now.
Okay, we're fine there. Okay, so a couple things I just want to point out, and there was something you said earlier that I want to kind of go back to. You said, now with the reduced volume and the kind of better sleep, you feel like you're almost like feeling more pain than you did when you were overtraining and just running yourself ragged. You said that, right? Okay. So here's what kind of happens in those situations, right? Sometimes we train the heck out of ourselves because we're running. We're running from something, and we don't give our bodies or ourselves a chance to feel. You probably know this better than anybody in the profession that with the profession that you do. I'm sure you've had people on your table finally get a chance to relax. You work on them, and then they cry, and they're like, "What's going on? Why am I tearful?" It's like, well, you slowed down just long enough for you to allow yourself to feel, and so it's not shocking to me that now that you're allowing your body to heal, that you're treating yourself better, that you feel more. There's a little bit of safety there. There's some safety there that now you're kind of safe to perceive the pain differently, whereas before you had to shut it off so you could survive. Does that make sense?
That does make sense. Yeah.
Okay. Here's the other thing. You're massaging a lot.
That's the direction I'm going.
Massage therapy is very physical, and the injury rate with massage therapists is through the roof. You know this better than anybody. But I've employed massage therapists, and the injury rate it's very active. You are in there, you're moving, and if you have to have good biomechanics and body positioning. But even with that, it's a very demanding physical job. It's also very emotionally demanding because you're not just putting you're not just using your body, but you're also feeling the person's emotions. That's what makes you a good massage therapist. So that's a lot of volume. So you've got a lot of movement volume there. You've also got, you got out of a long-term abusive relationship. It's only a couple of years out. You've also got your sleep still, although better, is something you're kind of working on. But I'm going to point out it's been a few months and you've gone so far already. But I'm also going to point out something that might make you, might be a little bit more encouraging and a little bit more revealing to you. How long did you bully yourself? How many years was that, would you say?
Let's say 32.
Yeah. Wow. And you are 3 months into taking care of yourself.
Yeah.
It's going to take some more time.
Yeah.
So you've been in this dark tunnel. You kind of see some light, but it's a bit confusing. Keep moving towards the light. Like you're doing the right stuff. You're doing the right stuff. Keep moving in that direction. You're going to have to take care of yourself for a while, actually for the rest of your life. And it's going to change. What that looks like is it's going to change. But right now, what it looks like is being gentle, giving yourself grace. And here's the places that I think you should lean. I don't think you should lean into workout and diet. Those are actually secondary, maybe even third. I think what you should lean into is community and joy. You mentioned dancing several times. I think you should lean into that. Do you have a good community around you of people that really know you and do life with you, or are you a little bit isolated because of life and stress and all that stuff?
Yeah, I mean, the truth is that I am locked into a wonderful little community, but it's all online right now. but it's been really fun, and I've been with them for a year, so it's really great, like to have that consistency. And however, and I, exactly what you're saying, I've intuited, and there have been a number of areas where I have sought out simple joy in my life, because I've always been, just pushing myself to do better. Like everything has been about self-improvement. So I have been getting into ikebana, which is like Japanese flower arranging. That brings me a lot of joy. Bonsai, going to volunteering at the bonsai gardens, dance. However, yes, all that being said, I'm a single mother of a 16-year-old child who has, a lot of, he really needs me. I'm very much alone in that. And I don't get any financial support. So, it doesn't leave me a lot of time. And there are beautiful people in my life, but, most of them are busy with their families because of the time we're all in. So I don't get together with people often. And I do often feel quite alone. And, I just, I have found certain things. I've found some things, and I've been reaching out a little bit more.
So what I'm going to say is going to be difficult, but you can't take care of yourself by yourself. And I'm going to be preaching to the choir right now, because this, but you need people, physical people in your life that you do life with. You need that. It's going to help so much with healing. If the touch that you experience most weeks is you helping other people, but nobody really doing that for you, there's a big imbalance there. And there's a few places there's a few things I can recommend that I think might help. I don't know how open you are to some of them. The easiest one that typically has built-in communities and they value community is local churches. This is what really good churches do, is you go in, you don't even have to be a part of the faith. You could just say, I want to be a part of a community and I need people around me. And you would be surprised and shocked at how many times these people are this is what they want to do. So that's one example. Another example is volunteering. Or try to find a group. I think this will do so much for you, Tice. It will do so much for you in pain. It's going to help you with sleep, with recovery, because right now you're doing it all by yourself. And it sounds like for 30 years, you've bullied yourself and then taken care of everybody else and not really done it for yourself, nor allowed anybody else or had anybody else that's really done that for you.
I just want to echo what Sal is saying, that I think he's on the right track of the thing. Because one of the things, for right away, what I said to you is, what a great job. You're doing such a good job on the exercise nutrition piece. You really are. And the mobility, exercise, like you're really checking a lot of that. It's just a matter of time now. If we were to get a little more technical on the like exercise selection thing, one of the things I know about a massage therapist is it's very anterior driven. So you're doing a lot of pushing, which is, you already noticed that when you do pressing movements. And so I could modify the workout a little bit to be more posterior driven. So just because we have a program laid out and it's designed to be balanced kind of for everybody, you're a unique situation. And so I might do less shoulder press, chest press stuff, and I'd be doing more rows. Yeah, more rows, more hamstring, more posterior. And I think that would help a little bit, maybe with some of the aches and pains and stuff like that. So that's probably the most technical thing if I were to address any sort of nutrition exercise that you're doing. But I really think you're doing a really good job there. Yep. It's more leaning into Sal's direction that I think is going to serve you the most, and time, and just more time of taking care of yourself. Yeah. We're just now heading into this stage of our life.
I have a really strong feeling that you understand some of the stuff I've saying, because you probably recommended it to a lot of your clients. Massage therapists tend to be very in tune with this with other people. You know how important that is. And oftentimes people come to you, not just for the massage, but for the connection and the touch. That, if you look at the data, I don't know how important data is for you, Tice, but for me, data tends to convince me. If you look at the data on loneliness and its contribution to pain, insomnia, hormone imbalance, and any chronic, it's remarkable. It is remarkable. And you're coming out of a part of your life where like you need this. Well, you needed it before, but now you're like, I really Here's the challenge, okay? We live in a society now where it used to be more automatic. You were around people just because that's what you had to do when you walked to the store. Now it's so easy to not be around people and be isolated, and everything has to be scheduled that you have to go out of your way to kind of do this. But I think the dance, I think finding a way, even if it's outside your comfort zone. I mentioned a church. You might think to yourself, like, I have nothing to do with that faith. That doesn't make any sense to me. But they do such a good job with community because it's a part of what they do that you could go to one and you could literally say, look, I'm not, maybe this is you. I'm not a part of this faith or what, but I want to be around people and I need community. And I just got out of a bad relationship and I'm not really doing life with anyone except for people online. Do you guys have any groups like that? And I guarantee you, they're going to say, we do. And you go and you just love on people and have them love on you. And I think that'll make such a difference for you. Everything else you're doing, stay the course. You're not doing anything wrong. Stay the course. It's going to take some time though. You're only 3 months in. You're looking at a year or 2 or 3 years of this kind of building up process. And it's going to feel better and better as you go through it. But the challenge is this though, okay? When you break out of an abusive relationship, and right now I'm not referring to the one you were talking about. I'm talking about the abusive relationship you had with exercise and nutrition. When you break out of it, it feels insecure because that's what you knew for so long. So that's all you know. As bad as it was, as abusive as it was towards you, that's what you knew. So now you're moving into something else and it feels like you're floating with no tether. Like, okay, it's starting to feel better. What am I supposed to do? Do I go more? Do I go harder? I don't know what I'm supposed to feel right now. And so it's going to be a process of getting used to what it feels like to do it right. It's just going to take some time. And you're doing really well. Yeah. What you said over the last few months with bumping your calories and what I think perfect. I wouldn't change it.
Yeah.
I'm doing good.
So here's what I want to do, Tice. I don't feel comfortable letting you just disappear back into the ether. I'd like to have you come back on in 30 days so we could do a little bit of this coaching.
I would love that.
Okay. Let's have you come back on in 30 days.
Okay.
How does what I say, does any of it resonate to you? Is there any resistance? Does it feel like?
There's resistance with like going to a church. So I'm Jewish and I have been a part, I was very much a part of the local Jewish community, a couple of them here. But that's like my husband's, my ex-husband's like,
okay.
It's just been so uncomfortable. So it's not really my space anymore. I love those people, not to mention that I'm just holding my life a little bit differently. I can say that, spirituality in general is an important part of my life, but, finding the right place where I feel I don't have anything against churches, whatsoever, but it doesn't feel like, I don't know, something doesn't feel like, it just doesn't feel like my place. I do feel, community when I go to the gym. That feels funny to say, but like I go there even for my mobility every day. Yeah. I go there at like 6 a.m. and I just like work on the green and I know people and I see the same people and like we check in and we talk and, so I do get some of that human interaction there. But I feel I do feel, tears start welling up inside when you start talking about doing life with people, yes. Like having, that my
suggestion for church was just because that one's the first thing that popped.
Well, the thing that's nice about that is because it's built in. But you said something right now. I mean, if you're open to, grab a cup of coffee with those people that you're seeing in the gym. I mean, instead of it just ending right there in the gym, if you're connecting with some of those people, then and you don't want to go to a place like a church to do it, then the other option is to lean into, hey, what are you doing later on? Or let's get a cup of coffee and making that effort and doing that.
Because there's a difference between, what we typically have, many of us have now, what we're called duty-free relationships. So it's like, hey, how you doing? I'm doing great. Good to see you. I'll see you tomorrow type of deal.
Yeah.
Versus the like doing life with people. They get in. They know what's going on. They know the struggle.
Yeah.
It's like they see all of you. You see all of them type of deal. And I mentioned...
Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. I mean, the truth is that there are people around here that I've known for years and years that I love, that love me, that know my story. We just don't get together, so.
Do it. Prioritize it.
Make
It's going to make, it'll make such a big difference, hon. There's another aspect here with pain.
Just keep trying.
That, I need to touch on. Part of it is your body's starting to feel safe, so you're starting to feel it. There's also this this thing with pain where when you start to feel more joy, you start to feel less pain.
Yeah, man. The truth is that I've gone through a lot of courses on, the kind of neuroscience around pain, and I'm well aware of the, kind of danger signal that pain is, trying to convey. And that's not always about physical injury. A lot of times it's because there's something that you're perceiving that is unsafe about life in general.
That's
and
right.
I've recognized that I have kind of an underlying anxiety that has, been me feeling like life is kind of a dangerous place. So I'm definitely working on that as well. And I've been, I work with a therapist as well, for a few months now, and that's also been really helpful. So yeah, I think what you're saying is really, really important. And I have thought a lot about that with this, with the increase in pain, okay, well, I know, that pain is a danger signal. Inflammation is too, even the puffiness in the joints, that is something that our brain has a role in creating in our bodies. And it does not necessarily mean that there's something wrong with my body.
No, and just to illustrate this, I've had experiences where I was in an emergency situation. I had to exert my physicality and didn't notice I injured myself until much later when I calmed down.
Right.
And so when you're in a real consistent fight or flight, you just don't feel it because you got to keep going. And I think part of this might be you're starting to feel safe to feel that pain. So what I want to do, I want to have you back on in 30 days and try and turn this into an actionable thing. Okay, cool. I need to hang out with somebody. Maybe that looks like, that person that you love, that person that's there for you. And maybe that looks like this. You call them up and you say, I need to be around. I need a friend right now. Can we meet up once a week? Can we just hang out once a week? Maybe that's what it looks like. But try something actionable with that. Keep the dancing.
Okay.
Keep doing the dancing because you love it. Stay the course with your workouts. Stay the course with nutrition. Modify if you need, but you're doing everything right there. I wouldn't change anything.
So the full body 2 days a week, that piece, I've been wearing this Whoop app, and I heard your guys's podcast on the tracking and all of that. It's actually been so helpful for me because I can look at, my recoveries in the red or in the yellow or in the green, and then look back at the day before and be like, oh, this is what you did consistently. And my recovery is often really low when I have big work days.
Of course. Yeah.
And I work out. So that's why I've been okay, is my work day coming across that's enough? And I'm not going to be pushing the weights on those days.
Yes.
And then, full body 2 days a week. Does that seem reasonable?
That's fine. I even like MAPS 15 protocol for you.
Yeah.
Do you have that program?
That's what I was doing.
Oh, stay there.
Yeah.
I like that.
That's what has been feeling like it's keeping me in a pain cycle. Just lifting weights, the days that I'm working, when I'm doing 15, I've been doing it 6 days a week, 2 lifts, that's it. And then I'm in pain.
Here's how I would modify it. I would go MAPS 15. When your work days are light, you do it. When they're heavy, you don't. And you just pick up where you left off.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So it might look like MAPS 15 3 days a week.
That's right.
Yeah.
So you don't need a lot of volume. You've done a really good job of lifting weights very consistently for a while, and you've built good muscle. You'll
get better results.
You don't need to do a lot to maintain that. And then I would add to that even give yourself the permission that if it's a pushing exercise and you've been pushing a lot, massaging, do a row instead. Do a row, do a lat pull down, do more posterior chain stuff. So you'll be okay with that. So we can modify it like that also. But you max 15 when you feel good.
That's right.
I feel, and I think that, I definitely deal with the whole body dysmorphia thing. So I never know if I'm just like playing games with my brain, but I feel like I'm not, like, I'll feel like I'm losing muscle, and gaining. My clothes have been tight on me. I know you guys are like, oh, if you gain a couple pounds on the scale, no biggie. And I'm just like, okay, whatever. Maybe I've gained a couple more than a couple pounds on the scale. Maybe my body just needs that right now.
Yeah.
And so just let it go, trust.
First of all,
but I'm still like, I get nervous.
No. First of all, you look, your delts and your arms look amazing. Okay. Not to invalidate you, but you look great there. What does taking care of Tice look like when Tice says that to herself?
Yeah. that's like just returning to love, just being like, and so what? So what if you've gained some weight? So what if you're not having the muscles right now? Like, even if that is what's happening, it might not be what's happening.
Yeah.
But what does that matter? Love yourself. Like, take care of yourself. Do what you need to do to be healthy, to get your sleep, to get your recovery. And
that's right.
The rest of it will come along in its own time. It's like trusting the timeline.
Ironically, it looks like this. You're going to let go of the muscle in the body. You're just going to let go of it. You're just going to exercise to feel good.
Yeah.
You're just going to eat right to feel good. And you're going to let go of the aesthetic stuff. Ironically, that's what's going to lead to the aesthetic stuff.
I know. I feel this like
that's right.
inside, like.
Yeah. This is a hard breakup.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So you got to let go of the aesthetic stuff.
Fight.
The exercise is to make you feel better. If it doesn't make you feel better, don't do it. The nutrition is to make you feel better. That's it right now.
Okay.
Can we do that for 30 days and have you back on?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
All right.
I got to say that the day that I went in and did the full body workout, I felt so good.
Good.
Because it was the first time in months that I had done that, because I've been doing the 15, I've been doing the shorter ones, going into 2 lifts. But there was something about going in there and just like pushing hard and like being there for an hour. And like, I just felt, it does something in my brain. I feel like there's this chemical something that happens, and all of a sudden, like,
it's empowering.
Life just looks brighter and beautiful.
Yes.
And so I kind of, like, I don't know, there's a part of me that really likes that too, but you're saying not to kind of go there.
There's nothing wrong with that. It feels like you accomplished something. Like, oh my God, I feel feeling okay again. There's a empowerment that comes from it. There's nothing wrong with that until it becomes detrimental.
We just got to be careful that feeling that you're getting isn't a feeling of normalcy or old patterns. Yeah, because sometimes that feels really good too. It's like, oh, this feels good. I know what this feels like. And so, I like the idea that you have the Whoop and you're measuring your recovery and you're seeing that because, maybe you're onto something. Maybe that is going to give you a better balance, better sleep, and we see the metrics and you feel it, and that's a good sign. So this isn't like go do this. This is exactly the right answer for you. It's like, sure, we can play with that way of training. Let's see how it improves sleep. Let's see how it improves those things. If we see all those things go up, then we're onto something. If we don't, then maybe that feeling that you have is less of like it's actually serving you, and it's more of going back to other patterns that you had in the past. So I don't know that yet, but when we check in 30 days with you, we'll talk more about it. I think the main focus between now and 30 days, though, more than the workout, we'll get to the workout stuff. I think I'm less worried about that. It's what Sal's saying is go do a date or two with some of your friends, or go join a community, or go learn a new dance. So you're in a community of people learning a new dance, and you're meeting new people. And do something actionable that way right now. That's to me, that's the prescription for now.
You know what? Yeah, I just had a big moment when you said that, because I haven't been to a live in-person dance class, and that is a really nice way to connect.
Yes.
Oh, there you go.
Another kind of community.
Heck yes.
Yeah.
If you love dance, that was the first thing that came to my mind. I know Sal with the church way. Right thing that came to my mind. She loves dance. She said it like 8 times we've been on this call.
Love it.
Like, I would be like, pick a dance you've never learned. Like, have you ever done swing? I don't know.
Partners,
or have you ever done salsa dance? Whatever the dance you haven't done, and go join a new community and learn in a group of, and mess up and have fun. That's and laugh
wonderful.
and get
great.
to know somebody else who's also learning. And I bet you meet somebody at a similar place, and then go have some coffee later. And I mean, lean into that.
No, yeah, that's good. I like that. Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
All right, good.
All right, that's your homework. We're
Cool.
going to see you in 30 days.
We'll see you in 30 days.
You know what? I'll see you guys in like 2 days.
You're coming.
Are you coming here?
Oh, great.
Oh, well, there we go.
Oh, great. Good.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Now I can give you a hug in real
Oh,
life.
God. If I would have known that, we would have done less talking right now. I just talked to you in person.
We'll do a follow-up.
So grateful. Thank you.
Good. Good. We'll see you on Saturday.
We'll see you then.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'll see you guys on Saturday.
All right,
Thank you
Tice.
so much.
Thank
I really
you.
appreciate it.
You got it.
Okay.
Awesome.
Bye-bye.
All right.
Bye.
See ya.
Yeah, I assumed she was taking a class with dance.
No,
That's what I thought.
I got
That's
this impression.
great.
What I envisioned, because the way she was saying it is like she goes out dancing.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And she just loves to go out
No, that's
dancing.
perfect.
But that was the first thing that came to my mind is like, go learn it. Because if you see, like when you go learn like that, like everybody's kind of messing up and there's and it's like, that's perfect. Like,
Perfect.
meet somebody like
No,
that.
it's crazy, you guys. Look at the data on loneliness and its effect on pain. Chronic illness, blood
Big
lipids,
association
cancer, heart disease. You name it. It is a major risk factor for everything bad.
Yeah.
And when you don't have that, especially when you come out of what she did, I mean, you could do all the stuff on your own all you want, and it'll help. But having those people around you, man, it makes a big difference.
Our next caller is Andrew from Ontario.
Andrew, what's up, man?
What up, Andrew?
dude?
Not too much. How you guys doing?
Good.
Good, man. How can we help you?
Yeah. So, I'll read off the email here like everybody else, but been a listener for a short time now. Started my fitness journey as of February 2026. 30 years old, 6 foot, 280 pounds. Heavy equipment operator at a mine. Doing a rotation, 14 days in, 14 days out. Doing a push-pull leg split with active recovery on rest days. So I've been doing 20-minute incline walks and then mixing in 20-minute saunas with that. My workout was provided by ChatGPT. Being mindful of keeping my protein intake high, 220 grams is what I've been shooting for. So being a camp job for 2 weeks, I'm eating camp food, so I'm pretty limited on trying to keep whole foods coming in, but do the best I can with that. When I was 13 years old, I also had my gallbladder removed for gallstones. My question is, how do I keep continuing to gain strength while losing fat, and maybe a fitness program to accommodate my 2 weeks in, 2 weeks out schedule while I have access to a gym, and at home I don't quite have everything. And then some nutrition guidance for having my gallbladder removed.
Oh, good. Okay, so real quick, the routine that you're doing, how are you able to follow that when you're at your remote location?
Usually at home, that's why I'm limited access to equipment. So wintertime, I have access to a full gym when I'm at home. Summertime, I'm out of my summer camp. So I picked up a couple kettlebells this summer. I got a 35 and a 45-pound kettlebell that I've been working out with, but that's all I have throughout the summertime.
Okay. So, and then how's the workout been working for you since you've been doing it?
It's been good. I mean, I've noticed improvements on my fitness. Clothes is looser now. Day-to-day activities is much better.
Okay, good. And so this has been happening since February, so you're already seeing some great progress then.
Yeah, absolutely.
And how consistent are you with the protein intake?
Every day. I make sure I hit it.
Oh, good.
Are you eating mostly whole foods? You sticking to like meal prepping and stuff?
Mostly whole foods, but when I'm at work, that's when I'm limited to what I get, right? So they're feeding us while we're up there.
Got it. Okay.
So, wait, I want to be clear here because I think this is important. It sounds like you're better on diet and consistency when you're home and you can prep and so that, but you're better on consistency on the workouts when you're on camp.
On site.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Am I getting that right?
Yeah, you got her.
Okay.
You got her, yep.
So the part that if you're getting that protein intake consistently while you're lifting at camp, we're probably doing pretty good. But that would be my big concern: is that are we still hitting our protein intake consistently at camp where you don't have as much control of the food?
Yeah, no, I am. I'm hitting my protein shakes.
Okay.
If I feel like I'm low, I'll hit my protein shakes and stuff
good.
like that. Creatine, I'm getting 10 milligrams of creatine in a day.
Okay.
Bro, you're doing good.
You are doing good.
What you need really is, I mean,
fix your program.
yeah, I think what you need is, I think a suspension trainer workout for your home would be perfect. And so you be strength training at home with a suspension trainer, and then when you're on location, then you go back to the weights.
I love that.
Okay.
I have a program called MAP Suspension. I can send that to you.
He could also do MAPS 15, the suspension version when he's at home, and then the regular advanced one when he's at work.
That would actually be a good.
Well, tell me about this the workout that you got from ChatGPT, that push pull legs. It's 3 days a week, and how long is each workout taking you? What does that look like?
My workouts are averaging about 45 minutes an hour. It's hard because I'm working 12-hour shifts while I'm at work, so I'm trying to fit gym in, trying to get my 8 hours of sleep while getting food and showering. So it's it's pretty. It's tight.
Would it be plausible? Does this work for you? Instead of doing 3 days a week, you're doing more like 5 or 6 days a week, but you're only doing 2 lifts a day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could do that.
Okay.
I mean, I'm so like
out.
while I've been doing this, I've been trying to build the consistency of going to the gym every day. So whether it's just going in there to hit the treadmill if I'm not lifting or doing something,
MAPS 15.
We're good.
Yeah,
we're good, dude. We're gonna send you MAPS
perfect,
15. When you're at the gym, you do the gym version. When you're at home, you do the suspension version.
Yep.
That's it. You just follow it.
Okay.
Yep.
You're set, dude.
And that's perfect.
And with diet, stay the course, because here's the deal with diet. You're gonna want to like do all kinds of crazy stuff, cut and you hit your protein, stick to whole natural foods.
Consistency is everything. And
over time, you're gonna get body comp change.
You're gonna lean out.
Time.
You're gonna lean out. You're gonna build muscle and lose body fat. The scale. I'm not even worried about the scale that much. You shouldn't see big swings on the scale if you're eating properly and you're strength training.
Not initially.
You're gonna, especially the first 6 months to a year. He's at where he's at right now.
Yep.
Yeah. Just you're gonna and you feel it. You kind of already feel it. You just need someone to tell you, dude. You're on pace, and a better workout for you will be MAPS 15 protocol, because that'll be every day. It's just 2 lifts. When you got the gym equipment, you're hitting the barbell movements, which is going to be great for you. When you're at home and you have limited equipment, you're going to do the suspension trainer and follow it as it's laid out.
That's it.
And if you do anything more, it's walking.
That's it.
So if you got extra time or you are at the gym and it's technically walk.
I'm already pretty active. Like when I'm at home, I'm hitting 10, 12,000 steps a day, usually pretty easy. When I'm at work, that's when it's different because I'm in machines all day and stuff like that. So that's when it probably drops like 5,000 to 7,000. But
but that's also when you're getting the good lifting in. So it's great. It's a good balance.
Pair well with
it's a perfect program for you, bro. You just keep following it. You just switch from suspension trainer to barbells.
Okay, and then what should my calorie intake? I'm not be shooting at, because I've been just kind of eating while I'm hungry. I'm not really too worried about cutting or anything like that.
That's exactly what we tell you. We would tell you, eat when you're hungry, eat whole foods, hit your protein intake.
As long as
calories will land where your calories land.
If you're trying to stick mostly to whole foods, then your calories are going to go where they need to. If you start eating lots of processed foods, fast food, junk food, that's when things get crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, like my lunches, it's like basically all fruit. Then I got my protein, rice or potatoes or something for my carb, and then that's
bro, you're good.
Just going too crazy. So
no, you're doing good, bro. Just stay consistent.
Yeah.
Do not get caught in the I got to make this happen faster mentality. That's where you'll mess up.
Yeah. We don't need.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's it, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, right on.
You got it, bro.
I appreciate it, guys.
Follow 15 all the way through the way we're telling you, and then I'd love to hear back from you what you saw. I think you get great results from this. Yep. All right.
Okay. Yeah, I can do that.
All right, Andrew. We'll send that over to you.
We're gonna beat out the robots.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
All right.
Why'd you think?
Use ChatGPT. I'm just saying.
Just
saying. We're coming for those robots.
Yeah. I mean, it's perfect. It's perfect for what he was.
No, it's absolutely,
because that's a lot. Maybe people don't know that MAPS 15 has 2 options in there: suspension trainer or barbell, dumbbell work. And so,
such a unique flip, though, right?
Yep.
I have better access to the gym when I'm
at work. That never happens.
At work. When I'm home, I don't have as much. I'm limited, So, but perfect,
Our next caller is Joseph from Australia.
What's up, man?
How you doing, Joseph?
Hey, what's up? How you guys doing?
Good. How can we help you?
So I've kind of reached out because I'm 6'2", and I've never dunked basketball in my life. So I had an MPFL reconstruction when I was 19. So it was about 6 years ago. And I've kind of had on and off pain for the last 6 years. And that means I have to pretty much warm up for 30 minutes before I play basketball, like before I do legs at the gym or anything. So I pretty much keep getting injured. So I'm kind of trying to sort that out while also being able to dunk a basketball. And I'm not sure how to structure my training so that I'm not overloading my legs.
Yeah, good question. So easy, by the way. I'm looking at your email. It says you play basketball on Mondays.
Yeah, at the moment, yeah.
Okay. And you're playing for how long?
It's just a full game.
Okay.
So yeah.
And then I also see here that you have a 20% imbalance in your hamstrings and 40% imbalance in your quads based on a physio session you had 2 weeks ago?
Yes, I was on a road in. I've been back since, and that's gotten a lot better.
Okay. The MAPS 15 Symmetry would be perfect for you.
Yeah, I was just going to say.
It's all unilateral.
Living there for a while.
It's the right amount of volume for you while you're playing basketball. And I think that's a perfect routine for you. And I would stay there for a while.
Two things because they're kind of addressing, I feel like, the pain and making sure we balance ourselves out and everything like that. That's for sure. The vertical thing, one, I don't know how much strength you've gained in like just your regular old squat. I remember going from not being able to dunk to being able to dunk was just once I got my squat, over like 250 pounds, I could throw down the basketball so easy. And my whole life up into that, which was, playing basketball and as a kid, doing all the vertical jump things and trying to figure that, like, nothing worked. I couldn't dunk. All of a sudden, I stopped worrying about playing basketball as much. I started strength training like crazy, try to be a bodybuilder, put on 20 pounds, which makes it even more difficult. But I put, weight up on a squat bar, and then all of a sudden I could dunk the basketball. It was like overnight. So that's a big one, is like if you just get big, strong, powerful legs from squatting, a lot of times that'll shoot somebody right up there. The other thing is technique. And if you don't follow Paul Fabritz already, you got to follow Paul. Do you follow Paul Fabritz? Yeah. No. Oh, bro. Yeah. Pull up your Instagram right now and go to
Corey Schlesinger.
Yeah. Pull up and look up Paul Fabritz, PGAF Performance. He is the GOAT when it comes to vertical jump. And he talks, one of the things, we've interviewed him on here, so you can listen to his interview that we've done with him. And I've talked to him about, he'd have athletes and in the same session increase their vertical as much as 6 inches and just by teaching better technique. So learning better technique.
You have to be healthy. Your joints have to be able to withhold, a lot more force. Really, so that the process with that, and this is why like Symmetry makes a lot of sense, even the regular Symmetry, because in the beginning we're really focusing on isometric, stabilizing these positions and increasing force in those positions. So, you're able to reinforce your joints. So that way too, you're allowed to produce more force. So to be able to get more explosive and not necessarily, I mean, obviously like building strength in your legs is going to improve that, substantially. But to be able to build upon that and get to the point where you're going to peak and do a lot more plyometric work and, a lot more explosive movement, we're really going to need to reinforce that. So going through that process of reinforcement, the first phase of Symmetry, especially, I would almost repeat that maybe, one cycle, and then, go through that, work your way all the way till we do the 5x5, see where you're at. I guarantee you'll see quite a bit of an improvement.
So Justin, you think regular Symmetry would be
I do,
best
yeah.
All right, let's send him regular Symmetry. And then I see here in your food intake, it says you're averaging between 2250 to 2500.
I've changed that.
What is it at now?
Between 26 and 2900.
Okay. And you're hitting protein?
So I don't know. Sorry?
You're hitting your protein targets?
Yeah. I'm getting about, I can probably get more. I'm getting about 200 every day.
Good.
That's good. That's good.
Stay consistent
so I wasn't
with
sure
that.
if I needed more or not, but.
No, stay consistent with that. And your calories should keep going up before you try to cut.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm getting married in just over 2 months. I was trying to just like lose a little bit of.
Just know that all three of those are like different, right? Like
Listen,
rehabbing for injury, getting vertical jump, and get ready shredded for wedding are all three like
rehabbing. We need to feed.
I'm pretty happy with it right now. So
Okay, good.
Yeah, worst thing you could do is try to create like rush something within 2 months. So yeah, don't worry about your wedding. You look great. She's already going to marry you. You won. And
Just lifting weights will help too.
Slowly bumping your calories. You're probably going to be around 32, 3,300 at some point.
Yeah, at least.
And MAP Symmetry, that's your program.
Yeah.
And that'll help balance things out, and it'll improve your strength in a way that should contribute to your vertical.
You do you follow the NBA?
Yes, very much so.
So Mac McClung, okay, that's his trainer, is Paul Fabritz.
Mm-hmm.
So that's,
yeah.
Okay, so that's I mean, definitely go through his stuff. He's got incredible stuff around vertical. So he's definitely the GOAT when it comes to that stuff.
Easy. Sounds good.
You got
You're
it,
good,
man.
brother. Congratulations too, by the way.
Thank you very much. Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you.
All right,
Thank you.
man.
All right, thanks. See ya.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that basketball player.
Stop, dude. So authentic.
Yeah, when I saw his email and the physio saw that imbalance, 40% imbalance in quads, that's a big deal.
It's a big one.
Yeah, I mean, just balancing that out should make a big difference in his vertical, for sure.
Yeah.
But like what you said, Adam, like
output.
there's a skill involved. There's how quickly you fire, but then the strength. Strength is the base.
Dude,
that stuff.
So I was this kid, right, who I'm 6'2.5", 6'3", right? Wanted a vertical, couldn't dunk the basketball in high school, worked on it, did the strength shoes, did calves like crazy, did all this stuff, right? Back then they had no idea what we were doing. Got into my 20s, moved to the Bay Area, became a personal trainer, cared about my body, the way it looked, put on like 20 pounds, got into squatting, all of a sudden go out to the basketball court,
Just
which I had.
surprise yourself?
Oh, bro, two-handed jam.
Like what?
Like out of nowhere. And I went, I haven't picked up a basketball and I'm heavier.
Yeah.
This makes it, but it was just, that's how much
Strength adds a lot.
Oh, that's how much just fundamental good strength in your legs can make a huge difference. And so that would be, I mean, a guy that kind of height already, that would be the direction I would go, is just get big, strong legs and watch what happens right away.
All right, I know you liked that episode. If you did, check this one out. So let's say you decide to do 100 squats every single day. What happens to your body? Some pretty cool stuff. Let's talk about this.
You get stronger.
If somebody, thanks, you give away the first one for sure. Damn. Actually, a lot of people, it sounds obvious, but then you have a lot of people like, well, you can't do that every day type of deal. You have to do them the right way, right? I think 100 squats all at once is probably not a good idea, but spread out throughout the entire day, you for sure will get stronger.
You can easily overtrain if